I'm joined by Congressman Trey Gowdy. He's a Republican from South Carolina, one of those lawmakers who met behind closed doors with the Speaker last night, trying to win your vote. Thanks for the time, first of all.
Yes, sir.
Where do you stand right now? Did any of those conversations convince you this is a bill you can support?
Well, I'll support the Speaker. I think the Speaker's done a masterful job, given the circumstances that he has to work with, controlling one half or one-third of government. I could not support the Speaker's plan in its current form as of last night, which is why we had the conversation. I need a remedy that transcends election cycles. I need a remedy that ensures the 75th time we raise the debt ceiling in this country is the last time we raise it. Whether that's a balanced budget amendment, whether it is real spending caps, it has to be something systemic for me to be able to go back home and tell the people I work for that we're not going to have this conversation again in this country. And if I can get that, then I will enthusiastically vote for the Speaker's plan.
Did you get any feedback from leadership last night that they're prepared to make those changes, for example, beef up the balanced budget amendment component of this legislation or the spending caps, those upfront spending caps, which right now produce about $915 billion in savings? Some Republicans have suggested it needs to be higher.
I think leadership would like it to be higher. I think it's an acknowledgement that when you don't control the Senate, you don't control the White House, and you're being told in the Senate that something is dead on arrival, you're not in a great negotiating position. And the Speaker is not. He's got to deal with the Senate, and he's got to deal with a band of fiscal conservatives, and frankly, they're members of leadership that are fiscal conservatives also. You have to balance what's perfect with what's doable, and everybody has to make that decision themselves. I'm not looking for a perfect remedy. We couldn't get it anyway. We don't control enough branches of government. I just want something where I can go home and say, it's not to get reelected. It's not to position ourselves better for 2012. It is a real systemic change that will transcend whatever brief amount of time I serve in Congress.
What about the argument that in holding out for a better deal, something that you can support, that you're undermining the Speaker's leverage with the White House and with Senate Democrats, that you're doing harm to the Speaker?
I don't think so. That's certainly nobody's intention. There were points last night that were very emotional because we actually, I don't know the Speaker as well as I know Mr. McCarthy and Mr. Cantor. Not only do I respect those two guys, I have an affection for them. I like them very much. You want to support your leadership, but ultimately you have to do what you were sent here to do. And I didn't need the job. I didn't need the title. I had a job I enjoyed very much before this one and may go back to it someday, voluntarily or involuntarily. I need to do something where I can go home and say, the 75th time we had this conversation, we actually got something accomplished. I think Speaker Boehner wants that also. I think what you're going to see today is some progress.
All right, some progress. Successful vote today?
I think so.
All right.
Yes, sir.
Congressman Gowdy, thank you very much for the time.